So let's start with the second topic that we will be doing is about natural vegetation. Now when we talk about natural vegetation, that means something that grows naturally, okay, like for example grasslands, forest, all these are natural vegetation. Now, in the natural, the green grasses, the forests, they play a very important role in our environment. Now, beside there are tall trees. Okay, then we have you can say in stages. Okay, there are the bushes. There is a green grass. Then you have bushes. Then you have shrubs. Then you have small trees like a canopy shape. Then you have tall trees. So all these are in like a level of vegetation that grows in the forest. Now they differ. Now these forests, these natural vegetation, it differs from place to place. Like it totally depends on the kind of climate the particular longitude is having. Now, like for example, we have different kind of vegetation in the southern India, in eastern India, in the western India, in the northern India. So it depends on the type of climatic situation or the climatic conditions are there in which they grow. And even it also complements the wildlife also according to the natural vegetation that we will be studying at the end. So due to the variety, wide range of climatic conditions, India has a, India can be divided, the Indian vegetation can be divided into these categories. Like you have the tropical rainforest, then you have the tropical deciduous forest, you have thorny bushes, you have mountain vegetation. All these type of vegetation depend on the climatic condition. So let's start with the very first, that is tropical rainforest. Now when we talk about tropical rainforest, it means tropics. That means it is near the tropics, near the equator or close to the equator. Now we know that we are close to the equator in the northern hemisphere, whereas Tropic of Cancer passes through India, through middle of India. Now this tropical rainforest is also known as Evergreen Forest. And why they are called as Evergreen Forest? Because of that they remain green throughout the year. Now when we say that they remain green throughout the year, that doesn't mean actually that they don't shed their leaves. In these forests, in the rainforest, and they shed the leaves, but not at the same time. That is why they look green all the time, and that is why we have got the name evergreen. Now they are dense forest. Okay, they are rainforest. That means it almost because of its hot conditions and continuous evaporation, it rains almost every day. So that is why it is named as rainforest. It is dense forest, dense and thick forest, and the trees grow very close by to each other. Okay, and this is one of the reasons that lumbering is it's impossible. Lumbering means cutting down of trees in these forests are it's next to impossible because they grow tall and very close by. Now they shed their leaves at different time, as I told you. That's why they are also called, they appear green all the time. Now here, the important trees that are found here are mahogany, rosewood, teak, sal, ebony. All these are different kinds of trees that are found in this region. And they basically grow near means to southern India kind of. Like the Andaman Nicobar Islands, they are because it's closer to the southern side. Then to the western slopes, the eastern Ghats and the western Ghats. All the Ghats are because it is near a water body and evaporation is very fast. So it almost rains a lot, and almost you can say every day sometime also it rains. Then the next is the tropical deciduous forest. So this is a type of a forest that is also called as monsoon forest. Okay, you can see as tropical deciduous forest or monsoon forest. Now these are less dense and they shed the leaves in a particular season. It's the dry season. Okay, at a particular time of the year. Now important trees here are, and one more thing, because they are less dense, lumbering is also possible. So they not grow closer to each other, but they grow in a particular distance from each other. So trees like neem, then peepal, shisha, sal, teak are also these kind of trees that are grown in this region. Now these are like these monsoon forests are in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand and Maharashtra. Then they receive rainfall for around, they are around 100 to 200 centimeters in the monsoon season. That's why they are also called as monsoon forest. The next is the thorny bushes. Now thorny bushes, as you say, it will be obviously the forest that we will find in the Thar desert. Okay, so the trees that are found here, the rainfall is very less. So the plants that grow here have deep roots, okay, so that they can take water from underground, that is underground water, the water from the water table, that's the underground water. Like the and even the trees that are found or the plants or the shrubs that are found here are very small, broad, less for transpiration and very fleshy, so that and water content is there, so that they don't get dry up, okay, because it's very hot. So trees like pine, not pine, cactus, care, babool, kikar are important. Like they have thorns, okay, that doesn't require any transpiration. So all these babool, all these are grown in this region where the temperature, they are basically in the eastern slopes, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, and the eastern slopes of western and near Gujarat area. Okay, they are because they have the influence of the desert. Okay, then is the mountain forest. Now mountain forest, obviously the mountain forest will be at a height, so the soil is not so fertile. So they are tall trees, but like deodar are there. Then if you go above that at a higher altitude, then you find pine, then you will find fir, spruce, mosses and lichens. You will find there. They all grow. Like it's above 1500 meters to 2500 meters. Most of the trees are conical in shape, like a cone, like an ice cream cone you have seen, an inverted ice cream cone. And because there is rainfall and because the trees are conical in shape, that means they have like the snow or the rain could not stay on it and it falls off. That's why they have conical in shape. Now trees like cheer, pine, deodar, all are important trees that are found in the mountain vegetation. Okay. Next is, I have not written here, but it's mangrove forest. Okay, now mangrove forest is kind of a forest that's found in the Sundarban Delta. Okay, the trees that are found there are known as Sundari trees. Now these trees are having roots that are totally submerged in water. Now being totally submerged in water, there is a, it can rot. But the trees here are a very special kind of a tree that are covered with, like, it's like oily roots they have. Now being the oily roots, it protects the roots from getting rotten. Okay, these are basically, as I said, in the Sundarban Delta. They even found in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now, why is forest necessary? Forest is, it's necessary for the oxygen in the environment, It is necessary because it's a natural habitat for animals, and that most of the oxygen are provided by the forest. Then it gives wood for industries, fodder for animals, then fruits, vegetables, all these are so very important. Okay, then there is a lac, honey, rubber, all these are also provided from forest, right, trees. So that's why it is very important. Now, apart from this, there are certain, conservation programs to protect the forest, like Van Mahotsav. There was a Chipko movement also by Sundar Lal Bhaguna, who was the head of the Chipko movement. It was a movement where the government was planning to cut down the trees for the purpose of industrialization or housing, but he and his team, they stuck, they hugged the plant. They held the plant, the trees, and they never let them to cut the trees. That movement was known as the Chipko movement. Then, as I told you, there was one more special programs are held where you plant trees. So this kind of are held so that we protect our environment. The next and the last topic is about wildlife. As I told you that wildlife and the climate and the vegetation, they complement each other. So according to the forest, you will find the wildlife also. Like for example, in the tropical rainforest, it's a rainforest, it's a marshy land, you will find reptiles, you have tall trees, you will find monkeys, then you will find birds of different varieties, you will find all the different kinds of animals. Then when in the tropical deciduous forest, you will find lion, tiger, leopards, bisons, deer. Then in the thorny, you will find camel, you will find nocturnal animals like the one that comes out in the night like bats, then even snakes. Why they come out basically at night? Because in the afternoon the sand is very hot. So all these, there are bats, there are there are scorpions, all these. Then in the mountain vegetation you have foxes, you have wolves, then there are mountain goats, all these are there. Then as you know that there are a lot of animals, insects, birds, mammals, they all dwell in these different kinds of vegetation. Now you all know about the national animal, that is what is a tiger is a national animal and national bird is cock. Now deer is very famous for Asiatic lions. Like the Sundarban, you have the Bengal tiger, the famous Bengal tigers, and all these we have national. There are so many different varieties of birds, animals, mammals that are found in India. It's full of different variety of animals and birds. Now, there are some animals that are basically hunted. Like you have the one rhino becoming extinct because of the hunting and poaching. The tigers are also in danger. So a lot of programs are being conducted by the government to save all these animals and to conserve their natural habitat, because we are destroying forests. So the natural habitat is getting destroyed and they are moving into the urban areas because of that. So we have to preserve and conserve their natural habitat and give a lot of bioreserves or wildlife sanctuaries to open for the protection of animals. And we also have to keep a check on the poachers and hunters who are hunting and killing the special species of animals that are becoming extinct, on the verge of extinction. So I hope you have understood the chapter well. I will be giving in the next class the answers of this chapter, maybe marking in a live class. And you will read the chapter thoroughly, you will see the video, and a short test will be taken when we will be doing our live class. Thank you, girls.